So a few days ago, I dropped a video in which I read hot takes from YouTube comments on one of my videos, but unfortunately, since I had so many hot takes, I had to break it up into multiple videos. I think as of right now, there's like 300 plus comments on that video, so unfortunately, I can't read all 300. But I did select a good chunk that I'm going to break down into a couple videos, that way I can read as many hot takes as I possibly can. So if you had a college football hot take that you commented, but I don't read it, I'm sorry. I wish I, again, could read all of them, but when you have 300, you don't really have enough time to do all that unless I make like, I don't know, what 5-hour video just reading them all. So to everyone that commented, I really appreciate it, but again, I have about 60 or 70 that I screenshotted that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. So this is part 2 of me reading hot takes from my YouTube comments. Ohio wins the MAC for the first time and just misses out on a New Year's 6 game. I mean, I don't have what the over-under is for Ohio wins this year. Maybe they're actually projected to be like an 8 or 9 win team, so this actually isn't that much of a hot take, or maybe they're projected to win 2 or 3 games, and this is actually an insanely good hot take. But I like it. Virginia beats out North Carolina and Virginia Tech to become ACC Coastal Champions again, but goes to a less prestigious bowl game. Nebraska doesn't choke on national TV. It's guaranteed to happen at least once this year, so don't you worry. Chase Garbers grows into a Heisman candidate. Okay, I like that one. We got another Nebraska one, and this one's actually kind of the opposite. Nebraska goes 10-2, upsets Ohio State in the Big Ten Championship with Adrian Martinez as a Heisman finalist. If all this happens, we might be looking at Nebraska in the college football playoff. Hot take, Arizona State wins the Pac-12 South this year over USC. Now, Colin, I asked for hot takes, not things that are going to actually happen this year. South Carolina makes a bowl game. I think that can happen. I don't know if that's necessarily a hot take. I think South Carolina is going to be good this year. Missouri has a defense that allows 10 points a game and goes to the playoffs due to insane running back and linebacker play. Hey, if you want to get your Missouri Tigers bets in at probably like 250 to 1 odds, Jasper Churchill, he's confident, so win yourself some free money there. Eastern Michigan gets the group of 5 New Year's 6 spot. I like that people are coming with these New Year's 6 spots for, these random teams. We have Ohio, we got Eastern Michigan, I think we've had a few others. So, very creative, guys. This is, interesting. We got 3 here. The NCAA will no longer be needed as all major sports will be able to sign them out of high school. Trevor Lawrence is overrated, and somebody outside of the Big 5 conference will win the national championship. Talk about coming for the hottest takes. Bo Nix is a Heisman finalist, and Auburn finishes in the top 5. Auburn, they have a chance to finish in the top 5, but Bo Nix being a Heisman finalist is something that I know will never happen. Bo Nix is... Again, if you watch my podcast, which if you don't already, you're really missing out, you know that me and the guys are just not high on Bo Nix at all. We joke about how bad we really think he is. I get he's had some flashes of looking really good, but I just don't get the hype with Bo Nix. I don't think he's that good. Everyone is just getting on this Akron hype train. Akron gets to double digits in a game this season. I'm going to look up really quickly how many games last year Akron didn't get to double digits, because I feel like it can't be that many. All right, we're looking this up right now. We got the 2019 schedule up from Akron. Again, they went 0-12. Oh, they actually scored double digits. Well, let's see. They scored in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not that good. 5 games in which you only scored in double-digit points. They while we're talking on Akron, they lost 42-3, 35-7, 26-3, 21-0, 49-0, 35-6, 42-14. 52-3. Their closest game was actually at Miami, Ohio. They lost 20-17, so they almost picked up the win there. But yeah, Akron, wow. So getting double digits. How about we put the over/under at what, 5.5, since they had 5 last year? So yeah, Akron, more than 10 points in a game next year, over/under 5 times. Florida State rebounds and wins 9 games, and James Blackman goes second team ACC at quarterback. I like that. You're not coming for the really hot take with, Heisman or first team. We got second team all ACC, so I really like that one. Here we go. We got Furman beating Tennessee by 2 touchdowns. Clemson beating Notre Dame by 50 on the road. Michigan beating Ohio State but not making a bowl game. Minnesota goes undefeated and makes the college football playoff championship game but loses to Clemson. College football playoff teams are Clemson, Minnesota, Florida, and Texas, and Clemson wins over Minnesota. USC isn't bowl eligible. Alabama easily misses the playoffs, and Minnesota, Ohio State Big Ten championship is a battle of the unbeatens. Alabama easily missing the playoffs, and USC not being bowl eligible. I mean, maybe Alabama goes like 9-3, and they're not in contention, but USC not being bowl eligible. Who knows? Miami will make the college football playoffs, and Gregory Rousseau becomes second in Heisman voting behind De'Ara King. So we got two Miami players going up back-to-back, which means Miami's probably winning it all and having the greatest season we've ever seen. Bryce Young will start the season at quarterback for Alabama, but will play terribly, leading Alabama to a 2-2 record, and close games against Georgia State and Kent State. Yeah, if Alabama has close games against those two teams, whoever the quarterback is probably needs to be benched. Mac Jones takes over the job and leads Alabama to go undefeated and wins the SEC and makes the playoff. Florida goes 6-6, misses a bowl game, and Dan Mullen will be fired. UCLA will go 9-3, and Chip Kelly will still be fired because of off-the-field issues with players. So not only are they coming for hot takes for stuff that happens on the field, they're predicting that UCLA has a good year, and they're predicting Chip Kelly has off-the-field issues with players and gets fired. If that happens, Matthew, you need to tell me which teams to bet on like a 10-team parlay in Vegas. South Carolina goes 15-0, demolishes Clemson, led by Ryan Hilinski, who throws 50 touchdowns and beats Ohio State in a 43-40 thriller in the title game. That's very, very descriptive, but I really like that one, Landon. Rutgers will make a bowl game as a 5-7 or below team because of other teams canceling their seasons. Rutgers is going to win like 3 games, but by some miraculous way, they're gonna sneak into a bowl game. KJ Costello Heisman type season, he'll be a Heisman finalist. And Cal with Bill Musgrave's offense will be a 10-win team. Musgrave brought the Raiders, Vikings, and Broncos to playoffs as an OC. Yeah, Cal, very sneaky good team last year in the Pac-12. I think they can definitely improve. My biggest hot take is Tulane wins the American and goes 9-3 or 10-2 and finishes ranked. I would love that because Tulane has one of the best logos and some of the best uniforms in sports, especially those like blue wave ones. Those are some of the best unis out there. All right, we got 6 hot takes from Rhett. Rutgers will score more than a combined 21 points against Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State. Scott Frost will be fired after Nebraska goes 4-8. Navy goes undefeated and plays in a New Year's Six Bowl. Mississippi State goes 8-4 and leads the nation in passing yards. The Egg Bowl will be the highest scoring game of the season, and Oklahoma has some difficulties with the Army Black Knights on the road, but will eventually pull away in the fourth quarter. Those are 6 that are like, I think all 6 of those could potentially happen, so Rhett, great job coming up with those. Bo Nix doesn't make enough improvements or even regresses, and Auburn goes 6-6. Gee, it's almost as if Bo Nix isn't that good. Also, if you're an Auburn fan, don't take your anger out on me by giving this video a thumbs down. Just let me know how upset you are with me in the comments, and we can have a civil discussion there about the man that is Bo Nix. USC goes 12-1, beating Oregon in the Pac-12 title game, and rematches against Bama in the playoffs. Minnesota and Penn State go 11-1, entering the Big Ten title game, and the winner makes the playoff. And Tennessee makes a New Year's Six. Purdue goes 10-2, Dylan Gabriel, Mackenzie Milton lead UCF to an undefeated record, and they finally get a chance in the college football playoff. Oklahoma goes 8-4 because Lincoln Riley is exposed to be only good with transfer quarterbacks. That's an interesting theory. All right, we got 10 coming in from Zach, so let's go through these quickly. Florida State goes 11-1 with the defense leading the way. Chuba Purdy starting, and Jordan Travis moves to receiver. Minnesota goes 11-1, an offensive lineman finishes in the top 10 Heisman, which, by the way, that's going to happen. Penei Sewell is probably the best offensive lineman I've seen in college football, like maybe ever. So I definitely think he's actually going to finish top 10 in the Heisman, maybe like top 6, maybe top 5. Army bounces back, beats Oklahoma at home. North Dakota State beats Oregon, runs the table, and finishes top 25 in the AP poll. Unfortunately, we can't see that anymore because they canceled non-conference games for whatever reason. I'm not a fan of that. North Dakota State, Oregon was the game I was looking forward to most for the entire college football season, and now we don't get that. Air Force wins the Mountain West. There's a separate but equal bowl between 2 Group of 5 teams in the New Year's Six. SMU goes 12-0, Arkansas makes a bowl game, Iowa State and Oklahoma State in the Big 12 title game. Not exactly college football, but Brock Purdy will be a higher draft pick than Justin Fields in the draft. All right, we got 8 coming in here from Jeffrey. Puka Williams carries Kansas to their first bowl in 12 years. Texas wins the Big 12. Iowa State and Indiana both hit their first 10-win seasons ever. North Dakota State knocks down Oregon. Nevada goes 13-0. Wyoming knocks down Boise State and makes the Mountain West Championship. Wisconsin loses the Big Ten Championship but still makes the playoff. Oklahoma loses to Tennessee. Jeffrey, those are 8 really, really good ones, because again, those are 8 where they're not outrageous. Those are things that actually could happen, so I wouldn't be shocked if 2 or 3, maybe half of those actually come true this year. Also, for those of you guys that are writing down like 5 to 10, I really appreciate that. I really like the dedication, and again, we've had some really, really clever and good ones. It may not be the boldest take, but I think a Pac-12 team will make the college football playoff this year. I think so too, Oak Tree Football. Gregory Rousseau finishes third in the Heisman voting. Pittsburgh has the #1 defense and are again the leading team in sacks, but still managed to get stomped by Clemson in the ACC championship game. Mel Tucker takes Michigan State the distance and wins a natty before Michigan. Not a hot take, but an observation. BYU and Syracuse are the only teams that can go 12-0 or 0-12 every year, and it wouldn't surprise me. Multiple upsets happen, and Boise State becomes the first team from the group of 5 to make the playoff. Jack Cohn goes off, leading the 12-0 Badgers and their great defense to the Big Ten title game again, and finally gets over the hump to make the college football playoff. We just appreciate the name Jack Cohn. I think that's one of the best names in college football. Well, that wraps up this series for the hot takes from my YouTube comments. Again, we had over 300 comments, so I apologize if I didn't get to one of yours. Maybe I'll do another set of these videos in a month or so when we get closer to the college football season, if we have a season. If you guys have any other video ideas that are kind of interactive like this, where I can interact with your guys' YouTube comments, drop comments down below and let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see in the coming weeks. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It really helps the video out and it helps the channel grow too. Thank you guys so much for watching, and once again, thank you guys for your comments, and I'll see you guys in my next video.